Okay, so it's raw umber, titanium white, and titanium buff. I'm not sure we're going to need to use black. So the first layer I did is I used raw umber and I just drew a shape of, iron piece in here, because the rest is going to be in crystals. So we really don't need just kind of a movement for us to know where we're going to be putting the crystal parts.
Oh.
So I'm using raw umber, but it's very kind of water. No, it's watery. It just will help me. Just helps with the shape, creating a certain shape. Okay. Let's see. So now raw umber and titanium buff. Oh, I'm losing, hold on. I'm losing the, let's take raw umber and white, not titanium buff. The only reason I'm using raw umber is just crystals are clear, right? They reflect what's behind them, the walls around them. So if I do gray, I can do gray, it'll be fine. Same thing, but I'd rather use black or black and white and gray after, not now. So now I'm just putting a layer of white and raw umber, but I went too light, so I'm just kind of now, I went back to raw umber and white, but less white in there. You can hardly see it. It's just because it's looking very close to the color of the wall. All of this in here is where those little crystals. I'm going in a certain direction, which is more like kind of a movement. It's looks like the crystals are on it's like a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Now, need to go a little bit darker. So we're going to highlight this. Okay, let's take white. And my brush has a bit of raw umber in it. More white. Just dabbing colors, dabbing whites here and there. Overlap them so it doesn't have to look like a specific shape. But sometimes when you look at it in certain areas, you will see a beautiful kind of movement. And some of them are bigger. Some crystals are bigger. Some crystals are smaller. Some are dots and some are circles, bigger. Of course, acrylic dries darker, so I have to wait for it to dry and then I'll add. Chandeliers are sometimes more full up here and they're kind of thinner at the bottom, some of them.
Okay.
If you find that, like here, I'm finding that a lot of, I have darks in here that are too heavy, too strong. Soften them a bit. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, now we finished the chandelier. So we're gonna work on her arms, skin tone. So I'm gonna use the same colors I used before: burnt sienna, yellow ochre, cadmium red light, and white. And I'm gonna keep ultramarine violet available for darks.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm mixing burnt sienna and yellow ochre. I'm going to put white in there. That will give me a skin tone. And I'm going to take a touch of cadmium red light and then more white. Oh, that's good. That looks good. All right.
You
Now,
didn't use the burnt sienna yet.
yes, I did.
Oh, you did, sorry.
Yes. So I'm going to take again. I'm going
Sorry.
to take more. No, no, it's okay. I needed to make a bigger kind of, you know, more a batch of good skin tone here, because I don't want to go back while I'm painting. If I need to mix it again, it would be too hard at that time because I'm painting. So I'd rather have enough now and then dip in it, lights and darks. So this would be kind of medium tone. I take red, put it in. That's good. Again, red, put it in. Okay. All right. This is too dark right now because it's going to dry darker. Okay. Okay, this is good. But the brush is not good. Brush is too soft. Right. Okay, let's get a better one. I think it needs more yellow ochre in here. It's too pink. Yeah, that's better. Although it's the first layer, doesn't matter, but okay. Okay, let's take slightly darker. The bottom part. This is going to need another layer, of course. It's just the first layer right now. just trying to cover the canvas right now. And I'll go back to adjusting my values. It's like working on a miniature.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's go back to this one here. Now, from what I'm seeing, the paint is drying darker, so I don't think we need anything else to darken this, but we will highlight using white and the same mixture. I'm just adding more white, and I'm just gonna start my highlights from here. I will eventually go back to the darks and put some dark in here if I need to. If I find that the highlights are not mixing softly with the darks of the skin, the dark part, then I'll go back and adjust the highlights, the dark part, actually, not the highlighted part. So adjusting meaning that I would wet both. I'll wet both of them, and then I'll mix them so I don't have a sharp line. If both colors are wet, you will not get a sharp line. Since I'm doing this, I'm going to highlight her cheekbone a bit. Okay. Now, this is looking good. I think the color underneath the dark skin tone that I put first is not completely dry, so it's mixing really nicely with the highlight. I take white again. Wipe my brush. There's a triangle here. This is my highlight. It's like a triangle. This is the top of her hand right here, this part. And then I'm gonna push that down. One more for the next finger. Shouldn't be a lot of lines in here where the fingers are. I'm just gonna, I'm darkening this part of it. I'm gonna take more of the burnt sienna and just create a small line in here so you can see this finger, because yeah, and maybe that one too. Actually, no, this is not good. Let's go back and darken this. No detail, just dark. So we're shaping the hand or the arm or the whole thing by using different values: light, medium, dark, light, medium, dark. There's not a lot of detail in here. I really don't want detail. That's more than enough. Eventually, I need to clean up right here behind this arm. Clean it up, you know, like fix all of this by using negative painting. Next one. Let's do the same. I'm going to take highlighted skin tone, and I'm going to come here. And here. And you can see my highlights are, they have a certain specific shape. I'm not following what I see in what I'm seeing in the picture, in the reference, because she's outside in the reference. She's not inside. So the lights and darks outside, the sunny part is different. Okay, this needs a bit of adjusting. just this part of the arm where the elbow is. Make it a little bit pointy, just a bit. Now I can see that I need on this side a touch of ultramarine violet. Okay, so ultramarine violet into the skin tone. And I put a tiny bit. It doesn't have to be strong. Okay, that's good. Skin tone here. And again, I'll adjust the shape of the hand using the background color. Now, touch of, again, ultramarine violet in my skin tone. And I'm just gonna darken this area a bit. And that shapes the hand really nicely. Okay, now here too. That's with ultramarine violet. Okay. Let it dry. Right, let's do the legs. Skin tone, but I'm gonna add a tiny bit of ultramarine violet in my skin tone. I think you can see it right now, yeah. Because the legs are lower, of course, and there's the dress. So we're gonna get a bit of darker, and we will highlight them.
Oh, boy.
Thank God it's only one leg.
Yeah, I think,
Don't have to deal. Yeah,
yeah, well, yeah, the other part is the, around the side of the shoe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this part here is a bit darker, so I'm adding a tiny bit more of the ultramarine violet here. Now I'm going to start highlighting because that's going to shape the leg. So I'll clean my brush, take some of the skin tone, add white to my skin tone. And when I add white, I really add white slowly because it's easier to highlight slowly than to highlight strong and then end up with too much light color. I'm gonna highlight just behind the heel. I know there's a detail in there where there's a bone that comes out where the heel is. For now, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna do exactly what I'm seeing in the picture. So I highlighted kind of halfway, half tone, not too strong, not a strong highlight. Now I'm gonna take a little bit more white into my skin tone. Well, this is strong. This is a very interesting kind of detail, very hard to do. But once we put the shoes and all of the other details, we're not going to see this too much. Okay, just highlight this part of the leg more than the rest. So light here, and it's like a half a circle. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing this here. Medium, dark.
Mhm.
Medium. I'm simplifying what I'm seeing in the picture. Medium. I put too much ultramarine violet. Her foot looks purple. Okay.
Maybe it should have a reddish hue from the dress.
She is going to have a red shoes. You mean here?
Oh, right. And now I'm just looking at a picture now. Yeah, so was it sort of a reddish hue that shadow that comes from under the hem of the dress down? It's sort of reddish in the picture. I guess
Oh yeah,
eventually
that's from the. Actually, this is from the dress. I don't know if we should do that.
I mean, it's minimal. I mean, it won't be noticeable anyway.
No, I simplified a lot what I'm seeing in there. This is good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. For the leash, I drew a black line with watercolor pencil, crayon, just to see where I want to, where the leash should be, and size and the style, right? Now let's take yellow ochre and raw umber. I have it here. I have yellow ochre and raw umber. The black watercolor pencil crayon is gonna smudge, but that's okay because we'll wait for it to dry and then we'll do another layer. Because now what I'm doing right now is gonna seal it. Because we don't want the leash to be wobbly.
Hmm.
Let's see. Take a bit of dark. I'm gonna keep it until it dries, and then I'll do another layer.
Mhm.
All right, let's see now. Let's take yellow ochre, just yellow ochre,
Mhm.
and go over this. It will make it look thinner.
Mhm.
I'll put the detail later on. I need to use the, and I need to do a bit of negative painting. Okay.
Okay.
I have gold gesso. Thinking of using it and see how it, maybe on the chandelier a bit. Just put some gold in there. Good. Okay, let's do the same one more time. Same thing. First, I'm going to use raw umber and yellow ochre. Then I'm going to take yellow ochre and I'm going to put some in here. More yellow ochre, and I'm going to put a bit of white now in my yellow ochre. No, I'm not going to take it all the way down. It will stay where, so this part would be dark right here, and this part is highlighted right there. Okay.